Hey guys, it's the start of the month, so let's do an update on my 2024 commitments. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do New Year's commitments rather than New Year's resolutions, because it somewhat helps me psychologically-ish. And yeah, I do these monthly accountability updates, which I think do help me a bit. My commitments this year are under two headings, the first of which is creative, and the first commitment under the heading of creative is to bullet journal, with more experimentation going on. As I've said in a couple of previous ones, I have gotten all of this done. This is the last month that I have prepared already, so October's bullet journal is done. Getting started on November's at the moment. So, as this is the last month in this book, I have gone with a dragon theme, being as the cover has been dragon based the entire time. And yeah, so this is the one that I've got. This is a stamp that I used and I really liked, and so I just sort of extended it a little bit to make the sort of text and everything. So, Sleeping Dragon, and then I've just made some extra Z clouds, and that looks really good. I did try and do that in a different colour before I settled on the blue, but it just wasn't quite working, so this worked a lot better. For the calendar, we've just got the basic calendar, and then we've got some eggs for my goals. So this month is the month of our baby coming, and it's the focus of most of my goals. Then we go into what would be the first week if I was doing weeks this time. I didn't have enough pages for each week to have its own stuff, so I've instead done a like 10 days or so for each of them, and I think that it's worked out pretty well. So this is, because the theme is dragons, I have done different dragons as the sort of art for each of these. So this is based around Smaug from The Hobbit. This is meant to be him. I don't know that it's worked as well as I would have liked, but this is like the classic cover you may recognise. And then we've got a pile of treasure, and that's kind of representing a specific archetype of dragons in and of itself. The sort of monster that is hoarding treasure and stuff, and it's a pretty effective one, I'd say. I think that it's the sort of one of the Western archetypes of dragons. Then the second set of 10 days is, this is Shenron from Dragon Ball, and one of the Dragon Balls, specifically the 4-star one, and this very much represents the Eastern style, the Eastern interpretation of dragons, which obviously is much more benevolent and more water-based as well. So this is based around that, and then and they are sort of neutral things that are more willing to sort of do things, whereas Smaug sort of represents the sort of darker, the more monstrous side. And then we've got the last page here is based with Saphira from the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini, and represents the other sort of dragons, which are very much the allies. They are the ones that you call upon to sort of aid you, and I think that worked out pretty successfully. Then we've got my mood tracker, which is a bunch of dragon scales and an eye, and I think that looks pretty good, and I'm just going to be colouring in the scales sort of however many tones are necessary for the mood that I would be in. I think I've pretty much given my standard ones. I've not put in the key this time, oops, but that's fine. Then I'm doing a photo project again for my creative project this month, so that's based on part of the D&D character sheet. I quite liked that as a concept. And then we've got my media lists, so I've got some stickers to separate those out, and then for my monthly stats and favourites, that's going to be on the wings of this Salamence from Pokemon, and I think it looks pretty damn awesome. And then finally we've got this back cover, which is my little thing just showing that it's the end of this book. It's also the end of the 3rd year that I've been doing journaling like this, and so it's just a dragon breathing fire, which I had done once before. I'd done this sort of thing for a monthly project tracker in a previous book, and it was a Charizard breathing fire, but yeah, this time it's this, and I think it worked pretty well. So I really quite like what I've done with that. It's going to be a little bit more awkward to use because obviously I've not got my weekly stats, but I've done this before and it'll work out fine. The second commitment under the heading of creative is to do a regular video schedule, one every 2 weeks to start with. No, hasn't happened. There's just been a lot going on, so it's just not manifested yet, and I really want to get back to it, but there's just been so much going on. The third commitment under the heading of creative is to do a creative project every 2 months, either month on, month off, or the same project spread across 2 months. It'll vary, and yeah, the one for September was a gratitude tracker. I'm liking having that in there. I think it might graduate from being a project. It might be more of a regular page I include in the bullet journal in future. We'll see. October's project, I would normally do Vido, vlogging every day in October, but baby's coming. Don't particularly want to be trying to vlog while all of that's going on, so I'm not. I'm going to do a photo project instead, taking a photo every day of the month and putting it on Instagram, and yeah, you can check that out. I think the link is in the description if I remember right, so yeah. Second heading for my commitments this year is health and life, and the first commitment under the heading of health and life is to exercise once a week, back to tennis or badminton. It still hasn't happened. It's just... boy. It just keeps not happening, and I think that this has been a bit of a write-off for this year, to be honest. Oh well, maybe I'll get back to it next year, we'll see. And the last commitment under this or any heading is to be more proactive about arranging social engagements, not leaving an interaction without a future engagement arranged, and oh boy, it's a bit difficult at this point. I've done pretty well at a lot of it, but I've sort of had to go, we'll see how this goes, because baby coming, we're not going to want to see people very much for a little bit, because so new and so likely that we just want to get into our own rhythm first, so we're sort of not booking in anything for a little bit until we are getting used to that. And I only get 2 weeks of paternity leave at the moment, and I'll be getting 6 months in April or so, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. So that's how I'm getting on with my 2024 commitments. Such a weird one at the moment. I'm still just kind of finding my way back to a lot of things with everything being such chaos. So that's what's happening. Let me know in the comments down below how you're getting on with your 2024 commitments, resolutions, whatever it is you do. I'd love to know, so tell me down there. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, click on the link in the description down below to join my Discord, and I'll see you guys next time.